The chief guest has arrived.
All of you kindly rise.
The chief guest of today's program, Honorable Sri Nitin J. Gadkari, Minister of Road Transport and Highways, Government of India, Dr. Bhimrai Maitri, Director IIM Nagpur as guest of honor, Ms. Ambika Natarajan, Vice President HCL Chennai, Reverend Father Joy Palachavatil, Chairman, Reverend Father Dr. Paul Chandran Director, Dr. Surendra Gole, Principal, Professor R.B. Govardhan, Institute Mentor, Dr. Manoj Brahme, Institute Academia Interface Coordinator, distinguished guests from the industries, academia, alumni, parents, fathers, sisters, head of the departments, in charges, faculty members, and my dear students. A warm good morning, good afternoon to one and all. I, Professor Abronil Banerjee,
And I, Professor Madhura Kulkarni, welcome you all to this Industry Academia Interface 2022.
it is indeed our signal honor to welcome you all to our campus, St. Vincent Pallotti College of Engineering and Technology, managed by the Nagpur Pallottine Society, aims at helping its students realize spiritual, moral, as well as intellectual and aesthetics values.
IAI 2022, a national level Industry Institute Interface program, is organized with an objective to define the Engineering Education 4.0 framework through Industry 4.0 to bridge the gap between the needs of industry and the skills of academic experts by introducing various skills and competencies required by future engineers, which will lead to enhance the employability.
I now humbly request all the dignitaries on the dais to join us for lighting the traditional lamp.
Thank you, dignitaries. Let me now invite Reverend Father Siju Jose to lead us through the prayers.
Kindly rise. A reading from the Holy Bible, from the Book of Wisdom. Wisdom, in fact, surpasses in mobility all that moves, and being so pure, pervades and permeates all things. She is a breath of the power of God, a pure emanation of the glory of the Almighty. Nothing impure can enter her. She is a reflection of eternal light, a spotless mirror of God's action and image of His goodness. She is but one, yet wisdom can do all things, and herself unchanging, she renews all things. She enters holy souls, making them prophets and friends of God. For God loves only those who live with wisdom. Let us pray. Almighty and ever-living God, source of wisdom and knowledge, with grateful hearts we acknowledge your abundant blessings showered on us and on our institute all through these years. We truly believe your blessings inspired us to be committed to the ethos and values this institute holds, and to shape the young minds to illumine with your knowledge and wisdom. Today we thank you for gathering us together for this meaningful Industry Academia Interface program. We ask your guiding spirit to steer us through our discussions and deliberations. Bless our conversations with goodwill, sincerity, and truth. Help us to see and understand the issues we face, and give us the wisdom and courage to address them with greater vigor, commitment, and collaboration. Bless each one of us that through our diverse talents and resources, we may continue to enrich each other in the service of our nation and the society. May your divine wisdom guide us through the course of this day. Amen.
Thank you, Father. I request our chairman, Reverend Dr. Father Joy, to welcome our chief guest, Honorable Shri Nitin J. Gadkari, with a floral bouquet.
Thank you, Father. I now request our director, Dr. Father Paul Chandan Kunel, to extend a floral welcome to our guest of honor, Dr. Bhim Raya Maitri.
Thank you, Father. I now request our principal, Dr. Gole, to welcome our guest of honor, Mrs. Ambika Natarajan.
Thank you, sir. I would like to request our honorable chief guest, Shri Nitin Ji Gadkari, to inaugurate IAI 2022 by using augmented reality-based video for audiences. A QR code will be displayed on the screen, which can be scanned by Google Lens, and video will be displayed through AR.
Thank you. I would like to request Father Dr. Paul Chandrakunil, our director, to address the gathering.
Honorable Nitin Gadkari, Minister, Road Transport and Highways, Government of India, Dr. Bhimaraya Maitri, Director, Indian Institute of Management in Nagpur, Mrs. Ambika Nadarajan, Vice President and Head Products and Services Delivery EduTech, HCL Chennai, eminent keynote speakers, panelists, principals, faculty members, staff and students, friends and well-wishers. St. Vincent Pallotti College, St. Vincent Pallotti, our founder and patron, after whose name this institution is known, is a saint and benefactor of humanity who lived in the first half of the 19th century. In the context of the devastation wreaked by the cholera pandemic of his time and the social and political upheaval caused by the French Revolution, he, together with like-minded people, initiated all imaginable forms of social services to bring solace and comfort to the suffering people of his time. We, the Pallottines, try to follow in his footsteps in social service, particularly in the field of education of youth, a project that was so dear to the heart of St. Vincent. Like all visionaries, he believed that education of the youth was the key to development and nation building. In keeping with his vision, we have established a network of educational institutions all over the world. St. Vincent Pallotti College of Engineering and Technology is one among them. Established in 2004 on a 20-acre campus, we have been engaged in the pursuit of excellence and quality education from the very beginning. We are determined to create models of excellence, be it in academics, discipline, industry connect, cleanliness, or caring for the earth. We are situated at the periphery of the city, initially quite remote, but due to the vision and farsightedness of Sri Nitinji Gadkari, today we are just 20 minutes away from the city center. Around 7,000 people, mostly students and staff of Pallotti College and Montfort School, live here in peaceful coexistence with occasional visitors from the surrounding forest, including leopards and tigers. The theme we have chosen for this meet is Industry 4.0 and Education 4.0, Opportunities and Challenges. More than ever in the past, we are all aware of the need for very close collaboration between industries and academic institutions. The relationship between these has to be like the bond between married couples, or let me qualify it, between newly married couples. It has to be warm, permanent, mutually beneficial, and productive relationship. As far as Industry Connect is concerned, we are not on virgin land. A lot has been achieved in this regard. Nevertheless, we still have a long way to go. It is precisely this recognition of the insufficiency of existing forms of collaboration that has led us to organize this meet. We earnestly solicit the close collaboration of industries as equal partners in the entire educational process. Education 4.0 is not just about introduction of new technologies in the teaching learning process, but it's also about imparting an education that corresponds to the requirements of modern industries characterized by the use of emerging technologies. But a purely technical education can be dehumanizing unless it is complemented by what the All India Council for Technical Education calls the universal human values enshrined in our Constitution. It is extremely important for the wholesome growth of the individual. Any activity, especially education, bereft of values is not congenial to the unique status of the human person. Thus, Education 4.0, complemented by universal human values, alone can usher in the national dream of Atmanirbhar Bharat. We are extremely pleased that this occasion is graced by great personalities. Foremost among them is the Honorable Nitinji Gadkari, Minister of Road Transport and Highways, Government of India, whose gracious presence is a great honor to the college and to this program. Sri Nitinji Gadkari is a person whom the nation venerates for his single-minded dedication to nation building. He is a person who has grown beyond party politics and has kept the development of the nation close to his heart as the first priority. The unprecedented massive infrastructural development plan that is being implemented with vigor is an eloquent witness to his commitment to the well-being of the citizens of our country. Sir, in the name of St. Vincent Pallotti College and everyone present here, I accord a very warm welcome to you. We have Dr. Bhimaraya Metri, the Director of Indian Institute of Management, Nagpur, amidst us. Highly resourceful and extremely humble, he is very warm and hospitable. I was very much touched by the warmth and humanity with which he received us when we went to invite him. Sir, we are extremely honored to have you with us. A very warm welcome to you, sir. We have also the benign presence of Mrs. Ambika Natarajan, Vice President and Head Products and Service Delivery, EduTech, HCL, Chennai. Her presence will ensure a much-needed feminine touch to the entire gathering. After this inaugural session, she will be moderating the panel discussion as well. Thank you, ma'am, for coming all the way from Chennai, for being part of our program. I welcome you into our midst. We have also among us the keynote speakers and the eminent panelists, many principals, many faculty members, teachers, professors, students, friends and well-wishers. I accord a very, very warm and cordial welcome to everyone. Thank you for being with us. May God bless all our efforts. Thank you.
Thank you, Father. I quote, American roads are not good because America is rich, but America is rich because American roads are good. I unquote Sri Nitinji Gadkari, who strongly believes roads to be the gateway to the prosperity of the nation. It is our honor to have you today, sir. A personality who doesn't need any introduction, known for his immense contribution for the development of the country. Let me now invite Honorable Sri Nitinji Gadkari to address the gathering.
Guest of honor, Dr. Bhimaraya Metriji, Director IIM Nagpur. Guest of honor, Mrs. Ambika Natarajan, Vice President SCL. Chairman, Dr. Frank Choi Velichuitil. Director, Dr. Frank Paul Chandrakunal. Principal, Dr. Surendra Bole. Institute Mentor, Professor R.B. Govardhan. Sri Manoj Brahme, all respectable dignitaries and dear friends. It is a pleasure for me to interact with you. The college is related with the technology, and technology is the future for the country. I always telling to the people two important philosophies. One is innovation, entrepreneurship, science, technology, research, skilled and successful practices. We name it as knowledge. And conversion of knowledge into wealth is the future for the country. And the other philosophy which I like, that is no one is West, no material is West. It is depending upon the appropriate technology, appropriate vision of the leadership that you can convert West into wealth. Today, the dream of our Prime Minister to make Indian economy of $5 trillion. We want to make India as Atmanirbhar Bharat. And for that reason, the most important sector is the technology sector. The knowledge is power. And using knowledge as a power, we can make the future of our country. Today in our economy, we have 12 to 13% GDP growth from agriculture and allied industries, 22 to 24% from the manufacturing sector, and 52 to 54% from the service sector. The problem is that our 65% of the population is belong to rural, agriculture and tribal India, where our growth rate is only 12%. And that is exactly the most important priority for all of us, that we have to develop the technology research in the agriculture, rural and tribal area, where we can create more employment potential and eradicate the poverty. Now in the whole world, we are thinking on the line of Happy Human Index. Exactly, this is the time that we have to plan and to formulate the policy that how we can make the life sustainable of the poor people who are socially, economically, educationally backward. The problem is very important that in the rural agriculture and tribal India, we don't have sufficient colleges, sufficient hospitals, and employment opportunities. We need to find out exactly what type of development we need in that area. We are making a lot of research, but we need research area, need-based research in the area. We need to understand what are the strengths and what are the weaknesses. In the area of Vidarbha, in Maharashtra, we have 75% of the minerals in Vidarbha area, 80% of the forest in Vidarbha area. So we can develop the tourism. Nagpur is the orange capital, orange city and a tiger capital. We have 350 tigers from Nagpur, 2.5 hours, and where we can develop good tourism and attract the people from the world. We have got the potential because the tourism is a field where whatever the capital investment we are investing, out of which 49% of the investment we are using for creating employment potential. So at the same time, this is the time for people like you, with your initiative, with your vision, with your appropriate technology, we need to find out that what type of development we need and how we are going to develop that. And that is exactly the big important agenda for all of you. I know that majority of the people, they are interested, they want jobs, services. But I have always telling to the people that नौकरी मांगने वाले नहीं, नौकरी देने वाले बनो. Institute of Management is very important. Institute of Financial Management, Institute of Human Resources, everything is important. But entrepreneurship is more important than all the faculties. I am not an engineer, neither I don't have any knowledge about engineering. I am a commerce graduate with MBA in finance. So I don't know anything about engineering. But in my department, we have 6 world records. Because in 95-2000, when I was a minister in Mumbai, in Maharashtra, I got opportunity to construct Mumbai-Pune Express Highway, the first express highway of the country. 55 flyovers in Mumbai and Worli-Bandra ceiling project in Mumbai. And after that, other respectable Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji called me and he giving me the job of making scheme for rural India. I got opportunity to make that big scheme, flagship scheme of the government, Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, by which out of 6,50,000 villages, we have already connected more than 3,25,000 villages with the good roads. And that is exactly the need of the country. For the development, we need 4 important factors: water, power, transport, and communication. Without that, we cannot get industry. And without industry, we cannot get employment potential and capital investment. And without creating job, we cannot eradicate the poverty. We are the rich nation, but our population is not rich. Because we need to develop different type of technology by which we can create wealth and employment opportunity in the rural, tribal and agriculture India. The research is very important. But the problem is that we are making the research which is not very much relevant to the region and the area. We need research, need-based research. We need research, need-based research to the region. We have got manganese, but we don't have any research organization here for developing how we can value add it in manganese. We have got steel, ferroalloys. Our quality of steel is good. The iron ore available in Gadcholi district is supposed to be the best quality in the country. We have a lot of industries. We can develop the industrial clusters there. But the problem is that when the minerals are there, mining capability is there, the forest is there. The forest people are not need to give any permission for that. The 3 important things which are very much important for the society and for the country: first of all, ecology and environment. We should not compromise with the ecology and environment. We have to protect the ecology and environment. At the same time, we need development. The economy is equally important. And for that reason, the ethics, economy, ecology and environment, 3 are the 3 important pillars of the society. And for that reason, already it is to be very clear that no philosophy can be taught to empty stomach. Without creating employment potential, without creating wealth, how we are going to eradicate the poverty? And for that reason, the education is equally important. The value-based education, value-based family system, value-based society is the need of the country. And without ethics, we cannot understand the values. But with the values, we need economic development, because without that, we cannot teach the philosophy. And for that reason, we have to develop our country, our society. We need to understand what is the strength of the country and what are the weaknesses of the country. Actually, the agriculture sector, I am working in agriculture. In this area, I am working with the farmers. We have got a lot of potential. But the water problem is very, very crucial problem here. We can increase the irrigation more than 60% in the area. Already our guest is from Tamil Nadu. There was a huge problem, water crisis in Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. We don't have shortage of water. We have got ample water available. We need appropriate planning for that. I got approval to construct Polavaram in Andhra Pradesh, the dam, big dam of 60,000 crore. And 1,300 TMC of water of Godavari is going to the sea. I prepare 47 river connectivity scheme, Nadi Jod Prakalpa, by which we can save the water which is going to the sea, and we can take that water up to the tail end of Tamil Nadu. I have prepared 2 schemes, that taking water, excess water from Godavari after Polavaram, backwater of Polavaram to Krishna, Krishna to Kaveri, Kaveri to Penar, Kaveri to Krishna to Penar and Penar to Kaveri. And that Kaveri water to Karnataka going up to the tail end of Tamil Nadu. Actually, we have a lot of disputes. When I was minister, there was 23 dispute between the states for water. No one is going to bother that water is going to the sea. That is not the agenda for the society, for the country, and for the politician. But there was a big quarrel. But I take the system that I call the chief minister, close the doors and say, you take the decision. Otherwise, I'm not going to allow you to get it from here. And now problem resolved. 17 problems have been solved. I tried my level best to resolve the problem between Kaveri problem between Karnataka and Maharashtra and Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. I called the chief minister, both I convinced them that we have a lot of water is available. We don't have the problem of the water resources. We need good planning for that. And now today it is the time that we have to make the conservation of water. दौड़ने वाले पानी को चलने के लिए लगाओ, चलने वाले पानी को रुकने के लिए लगाओ और रुके हुए पानी को जमीन को पीने के लिए लगाओ. गांव का पानी गांव में, खेत का पानी खेत में, घर का पानी घर में. What a beautiful area is here. How the greenery, I really like it. At the same time, in all this area, you can make the water conservation. It can be possible. This is the area where water scarcity is there. So water conservation is equally important. We have made a lot of projects. Just I got appointed to make 36 lakes in Akola, in Punjab Agriculture University. 3 in that veterinary university in Borgaon, in Akola district. Then we make one road from Ajinta to Buldhana, making water conservation, all lakes, rivers, nalas, we make the dredging. The geology is involved. Geology is equally important. Because without geology, we cannot go ahead. We have 10 types of rocks: tall, gypsum, calcite, apatite, orthoclase, quartz, corundum, diamond. And diamond is supposed to be the hardest material. So we need to find out and make the research on mineralogy, geography, geoformology, and to understand what type of rock we have. We have to go up to the bottom where the rock which can absorb the water, up to that level we have to go there. There is a science. Everywhere there is a science, there is a technology. And that is exactly the future of our country. We need to understand what are our imports and what are our exports. Today, you are maximum students related with the IT, information technology and electronics. We have a shortage of semiconductors. It's a big problem. I'm Minister for Automobile Transport. Our automobile industry size is 7.5 lakh crores. And out of which 3 lakh crore is our export. And this is the industry which is creating maximum employment potential in the country. This is the industry which is giving maximum GST to the state government and central government. And now my idea is to make this industry of 15 lakh crore. We have to create at least 8 crore jobs in this industry. This can be possible. We have all the automobile giants in the world are present in India. It's my dream that we want to stop the import of petrol and diesel. Our import of fossil fuel is 17 lakh crores. And that is the reason from last 2004 I am working as a mission for diversifying our agriculture towards energy and power sector. The sugar surplus, corn surplus, wheat surplus, rice surplus is a big problem. And now we are converting, getting biofuel from the agricultural products. We get ethanol, bioethanol from sugarcane juice, from molasses, from rice, from broken rice, from corn. And our requirement for ethanol is 2,000 crore liter and our production is only 450 crore liters. And today it's unfortunate that before 2 days, my good friend Vikram Kirloskar, who was the chairman of Toyota India, is very unfortunate. He was working with me in biofuels. He actually was promising me that he will launch all Toyota models on flex engine before end of December. And what is the meaning of flex engine? That it is you can use 100% bioethanol in place of petrol. I have got the car, Toyota car. It is a flex engine. And the car is creating 40% electricity from that and 60% bioethanol the car is running. The rate of petrol is 120 rupees per liter and rate of ethanol is 60 rupees per liter. 50% saving, no pollution, green fuel. We have got now electric car, electric scooter, electric buses. Now the technology changed. In Mumbai, they are running the diesel bus. The cost is coming 115 rupees per kilometer. I got effort to launch double-decker electric bus in Mumbai. The cost is only 58 rupees per liter, per kilometer. And the non-AC bus cost is coming 39 rupees per kilometer. And the AC bus cost is 41 rupees per kilometer. We can reduce the ticket rate by 30% and we can give electric buses to the poor people because cost economics is there. With the help of technology, we can change the scenario. Now just I am telling you a good example, and the people like you in the engineering college, I will request you to make the research and study of this project. Our IIM director is here. I am not a management expert. But once I realized one idea in my mind, that the cost of our metro is 350 crore rupees per kilometer. Now we are going to start the metro from Khapri to Butibori, which you will get the advantage. And we have decided to make double-decker bridge from that Khapri ROB up to the end of VCA stadium. We are taking a bridge, so it will be more easy for you to come to your college. But the cost of the metro is 350 crore rupees per kilometer. I decided to make new metro. Now railway has approved that. They call it as Nitin Gadkari model. And the cost of my metro is 2 crore rupees per kilometer. Now we are in the process of starting this project. This metro is broad gauge metro. From Nagpur to Amravati, Nagpur to Chinwada, Nagpur to Gondia, Nagpur to Ramtek, Nagpur to Chandrapur, Nagpur to Varsa, and up 950 kilometers, the broad gauge is there. We are using the same stations and same railway line and same signal system. And a rolling stock of 8 dabbas, out of which 2 for agriculture, particularly milk, fruits, vegetables, pharmaceuticals. And out of 6, 1 is business class and the other 5th is our rolling stock is economic class. And you can take your even internet and everything will be there, AC, and the seats like business class in the flight you are enjoying the same way. It's a luxury metro and the speed is 140 kilometers per hour. You can take only 1 hour 20 minutes to go to Amravati. It will stop on every station. And now my idea is the investment for this rolling stock, we have decided to give opportunity to the young talented youth from the area where the cost of the one metro is 30 crore and from MSME we are giving them the loan just like the private luxury buses, Prakash Travels, the Vijay Travels. There will be public-private investment will be there and that metro will belongs to the young talented youth of our region. So this within 5 years we will get our money back. The economic viability is good, internal rate of return is good. We don't have any problem for resources. It is the strong political will and appropriate vision and absolute technology is the important thing. The most important thing always remember that the proven technology. Second is economic viability. Third is availability of raw material and fourth is marketability. If the 4 things are there, no doubt the success story is there. And that is exactly the key of success. And people like you, with taking lot of research, new innovations, new technology, you need to understand what are the imports for our country. What is the need in agriculture sector? How we can use that raw material. I am not a businessman, neither I am an industrialist. And I don't want to make any business. Now I am not in the business, my sons are doing the business. But I have started, I am only working in agriculture. I received 4 deletes, not for the road construction and tunnel construction. Out of 3 delete which I received from Punjab Rao Krishi Vidyapith Akola, Baba Saheb Ambedkar University from Aurangabad and Mahatma Jyotiba Phule University from Rahuri. The 3 elite I received for agriculture science. So agriculture is my passion because I was inspired and motivated that in the Vidarbha region we have 10,000 farmer societies. So I decided to work for the poor farmers. And it can be possible. We can diversify the agriculture towards energy and power sector. Now my dream is to make green hydrogen in the rural and agriculture area. I have got flex engine car in Delhi in my house. I got hydrogen car. We can make hydrogen from petroleum, that is brown hydrogen. We can make hydrogen from coal, that is black hydrogen. And my idea is to make green hydrogen from the sewage water. In the Nagpur Municipal Corporation, from last 7 years, we are selling the sewage water of Nagpur to Koradi and Kaparkheda power project. And our corporation is getting 300 crore rupees royalty per year from selling of sewage water. Now this is the rooftop. I was just making, this is really a structural point of view good design. And you can take the solar top here. It will be no cost. Water is available here. And we are the highest manufacturer in the world of electrolyzer. The cost of the electrolyzer is 1 crore 20 lakhs. And you can make green hydrogen. You need to compress that. I will give you the generator on ethanol. We are making ethanol. In all your petrols, cars, scooters, which we are using petrol, the 10% ethanol is from our company. We are giving it. And now the idea is we can use 100% ethanol in two-wheeler, motorcycle, auto rickshaw, cars. The Bajaj, TVS, Hero has already manufactured the scooters and auto rickshaw on flex engine. Already they have. It's a green fuel, import substitute, cost effective, pollution free and indigenous. So you can make green hydrogen here. And the Tata is now manufacturing the green hydrogen buses. I am also working on the experiment in the sewage water in Nagpur Municipal Corporation by using the rooftop. Because big rooftop is there for segregation of solid waste management. And that rooftop we will get the solar power because the 70% of the cost in green hydrogen is power. And the water is available free of charge. And ethanol is only 60 rupees liter. My dream is to have the green hydrogen with the rate of 70 to 80 rupees per kg. Presently it comes to 300 rupees per kg and it's running 450 kilometers for the car. I have got the hydrogen car. The name is Mirai. In Japanese, the Mirai word is meant as future, Bhavishya. So this is the future. So people like you should concentrate on the futuristic technology, successful practices which are available in the world. And on the basis of that, you need to find out what is to be need of our country. What are our imports and what are our export? How we can increase our export and how we are going to reduce our import. That is exactly the most important agenda for all of us. And this is the time that India has got the huge potential. We can also make our Indian economy as #1 economy in the world. A lot of people are in competition, but the majority world is not interested to deal with the people who are giving low cost material. All in the whole world, the people are interested to deal with India. And 101% perfection, quality, honesty, good packaging, delivery on time, punctuality, that is important. Don't compromise with the quality. Honesty, credibility and goodwill is the biggest capital of the 21st century. Don't compromise with it. I am in politics. I am not going to compromise. I am telling to the people, this is my conviction, I am going with this way. If you want to vote me, please vote. If you don't want, it is your right. People are voting you. Everywhere there is a capability in you that you can establish your credibility, goodwill, honesty and integrity by which you can get success. Don't take shortcut. Shortcut cut you short. And that is very important, that by way of honesty, credibility, goodwill, you can make miracles not only in politics but also in the business and industry. I always telling the people that we have got a lot of management colleges. But the most important principle of the management is, that is, you need to understand, you have a leadership and you need to understand how you can take your colleague with you. I always giving one example to my all friends of the management, that A person works A square, B person works B square, and C person works C square. The total, it is the, when they will come, that it will comes to A square plus B square plus C square. But when A and B comes together and thinks together, and if they work in the bracket, A plus B bracket square is equal to A square plus B square plus twice AB. And thus twice AB is a result of collective team spirit. There should not be a big distance between the leader and followers. And I always telling the people that the human relationship is the biggest strength of politics, business and industry. I always remember, I just got apart to read the book of the coffee shop name, what is it? Starbucks. Actually, it is really a good book. And there is one example, he was telling that he belongs to his father was truck driver and his mother was nurse. He was from the poor family. But he got apart to work with a coffee shop. And after that he started his own coffee shop. And now he has more than 20,000 coffee shops in the world. A success story. He was telling, and I always telling to my son that this is the philosophy of the business. When you get success, only individual, you are only happy, you are only feel that I am doing good, it is a meaningless success. When you get success, more than you, your colleagues, your friends, your all subordinates will be more happy than you. That is exactly the meaning of success. And that is with the human relationship. And that is exactly the strength of the life. With the good knowledge, good technology, good innovation, good research, knowledge as a power. With the understanding of the teamwork and team spirit, the management is the important and the entrepreneurship is the key of success. And the most important thing is you have to work for the society, for the country. You will get more money. It is not a problem. But at the same time, you have to think about the other people who are socially, economically, educationally backward. If you can help to the people, 100% you will get more success. God is great. By using your knowledge, by using your resources, how you can make the life sustainable of poor people who are socially, economically, educationally backward. The people who are the poor people, last man of the society. That is the strength. Before some days, I got one of the interview was taken by BBC, and the lady was asking me the question, which is the great thing, which is your achievement? I just tell them that my achievement in my life is when I taken charge as the minister. 1 crore people, cycle rickshaw, आदमी को ढोने का काम करता था. I introduced and launched the new technology that is e-rickshaw, mechanized driven e-rickshaw. I already at that time I prepared the law for that, and today out of 1 crore people, more than 95% people are using mechanized driven e-rickshaw in the country. And I feel that that is to be the great work in my tenure, which is going to help to humanity and helping to the poor people. And really, I am very much proud of that. I got upward to making big express highways, tunnels, roads. I'm making a lot of express highways. But my satisfaction with the e-rickshaw people, which they give the satisfaction, their exploitation is closed. That is to be a great thing of my life. It is giving me a great satisfaction, and that is more than money. So not only getting money is not only the ultimate aim for all of you. It is important because no philosophy can be taught to empty stomach. To achieve wealth, no problem. It is very important. But at the same time, we need to understand the people who are surround the society, who are socially, economically, educationally backward. The talent, education, skill is very important. You have to make the success story of your life, your family life. But after completing the success story of individual and the family, you need to think about society and the nation. I am really happy that I am here. The intellectual interaction and guidance from the all expert people will help you for your future life. The futuristic technology which are going to be useful for the country, for the society, and for you as individual, and you can make the miracles. I am giving my all best wishes to all of you for your great success for the future. Once again, giving my all best wishes to all of you and your institution. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable insights on the importance of research and technical development. As a token of remembrance and gratitude, I would like to request Dr. Father Joy to felicitate our chief guest, Sri Nitinji Gadkari, with a memento. I request all the dignitaries to proceed on the dais for a group photo. Thank you, Father. On behalf of St. Vincent Pallotti College of Engineering and Technology, I feel privileged to propose the vote of thanks to our honorable chief guest for gracing the event and making it a memorable one, despite of his busy schedule. We are immensely grateful to you, sir. Kindly rise. Let us have a glimpse of the Institute through a short video.
In 22 acres campus. St. Vincent Pallotti College of Engineering and Technology was established in 2004 in 22 acres campus. The name of the college derives from 19th century Roman Catholic saint St. Vincent Pallotti. The college is managed by the charitable trust, the Nagpur Pallottine Society. Pallotti campus has been awarded by AICTE among 35 top green clean campuses across India in the year 2017. College has taken initiatives to connect with industries for projects, internships, placements and sponsored labs. On the same line, the college has developed some industry AICTE sponsored labs to support student-centric projects. Symmetrix Developer Lab, industry-sponsored lab of Department of Information Technology, established in 2019 in Salesforce domain and data analytics by Symmetrix Mumbai to provide stipend-based guaranteed jobs to our students. Internet of Things Lab, AICT funded ModRob Lab of Department of Computer Engineering for IoT-based project execution. AR/VR Lab, industry-supported augmented and virtual reality lab in association with Denovate Technologies Pune is used for industry-based AR and VR projects. eYantra Lab, the eYantra Lab, Embedded Systems and Robotics Labs, is associated with IIT since 2016. In the last 3 years, students has been awarded with 2 gold and 1 silver medals for building prototypes of innovative ideas like manhole detection system, automatic greenhouse system, cattle rescuer, street light monitoring system, and pathhole detection system at national level. Electrical Installation Design Lab, Electrical Installation Design Lab of Department of Electrical Engineering is partially sponsored by Vishwas Power Engineering Services Private Limited Nagpur and covers development and installation of electrical equipment in industrial applications. Automation and Control System Lab, AICT funded ModRob Lab of Department of Electrical Engineering with industry sponsorship from Benix Nagpur has facility of hydraulic, pneumatic and electric controlling of machines. Transformer Oil Testing Lab, AICT funded ModRob Lab of Department of Electrical Engineering for modernization of transformer oil testing labs is used to test physical, chemical and electrical properties of the transformer oil. Intel Unnati Artificial Intelligence Lab, Department of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering and Artificial Intelligence Department has set up Intel Unnati Artificial Intelligence Lab in the year 2022, having 30 dedicated computers and has 1 Intel Xeon Gold processor development server in association with Intel Bangalore. Center of Excellence Machine Intelligence, Department of Information Technology has Center of Excellence Machine Intelligence having association with various industries and institute of repute like IIT Indore, IIIT Hyderabad, RRC ISRO Nagpur, SAE Collegiate Club, SAE India Collegiate Club since 2012-13 designed 3 types of vehicles including all-terrain vehicle and secured overall 9th rank in 2018 and 6th rank in 2022 all over India in Baha event. Go-kart vehicle won national champion in IKR in the year 2018 and 19. Third team E-Formula Ashwa Riders started designing first electric formula vehicle in the Vidarbha region. Since inception, all the 3 teams won total 5 first rank national awards.
Today, we are honored to have with us Mrs. Ambika Natarajan as the guest of honor. Mrs. Natarajan is Vice President and Head of Products, Solutions and Service Delivery, EdTech Business, Chennai. Mrs. Ambika has created several solutions and platforms for social collaboration, knowledge management and digital workplaces. I humbly request Madam Ambika Natarajan, to address us.
Namaste Nagpur. Is the audience with me? I know it's lunchtime, but I do assure you I'm going to keep this short, and I'm going to leave you with some appetizers because it's lunch hour. So esteemed and respected dignitaries on the dais, in the audience, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, precious and priceless students who are gathered here today. It's a very interesting subject for which, this entire event has been organized, this conference has been put together. And it comes at a time when the post-pandemic disruptions that are happening in our entire industrial ecosystem is unprecedented. So there's a lot of resizing and refitting that's happening across every major industry that you can think of. And whenever there's a resizing and refitting that happens, the reverberations of those change, they actually kind of percolate down to what we call as at the grassroots level, and that's education. It's interesting that education and industry, we say it's a 4.0, but honestly speaking, I'm actually contending the very fact that is it education 4.0? My point of view, it is not. Let me give you a couple of stories about what's emerging on the ground. So in this role that I play as head of products, solutions, innovation and service delivery, one of the things that I've been doing in the last 7+ years now is to identify young, bright, diverse talent from all parts of the country. I do run these programs across the globe as well. And we try to make them job ready for specific roles within HCL Technologies. Now, when we embarked on this journey, we've had a series of discoveries that came to us, in the year 2016 when we actually got started on this kind of a model. Every major ISV, OEM, or any other major player who creates employments by thousands and lakhs, one of the things that they always say is that if I need to have a competitive advantage, any industry for that matter, the capacity that I create, the capability and capacity that I create, that I enable, that our ecosystem is able to provide on the ground, that's the key differentiator in the way I retain my competitive advantage. That is never going to change, whether it's 4.0, 5.0, 6.0, or whatever versions. So in order to retain and also develop and nurture that competitiveness, what becomes important? It's not education 4.0, but it's education X.0. Because I believe you can never put a version on education. And I'll tell you why. So in HCL Tech, we run a program, many of you would have heard of it, it's called the TechBee program. So in 2017, we rolled out a program where we brought in high school grads. So students who've completed their 12th standard, we put them into an intense 12 months of training, got them into entry-level jobs across various projects in the organization. And once they settle down, we also mainstream them by allowing them to sign up with certain university degrees. So we had some partnership degrees. Now this is a model that's been running very successfully for us. And as I speak today, we've done about 7,000 and 8,000 plus TechBees globally, right? Now this particular learner segment actually coexists with the massive thousands of engineers that we also absorb from various colleges and universities like yours. So how do they coexist? So what's the mantra? So what's this X.0 of education that I'm talking about? Well, the key thing there is about connectedness and interconnectedness. So when Nitin Gadkari ji spoke, he spoke about how invested all of us have to be in future technologies. So let's take the example of the automotive sector itself, because that keeps coming up. The Wall Street Journal, those of you who follow the Wall Street Journal, it has a very interesting section. It's called the future of everything, okay? And in that section, in that news section, at least half a dozen articles will focus on different forms of transportation, electric vehicles, flying taxis, self-powering roads, right? And then there are these new kind of flights that are coming up, which are going to be not just fuel efficient and safe, but much, much faster, but looking very weird in terms of a design, in terms of a view, right? So it talks, so that the entire automotive sector is definitely a very transformative and disruptive sector. Let's take that itself as a case in point for me to elaborate why am I saying educationx.o. So if you take any automotive system today, all systems are embedded systems. So any embedded system today has a minimum, and I say minimum, 50 million lines of code already created as part of that system. And this number is expected to touch about 100 million lines of code by the year 2030. Now, along with these millions of lines of code, which is the software, you've got a series of microcontrollers, microprocessors, a whole lot of other mechanical devices, human interface touch points, the entire, what we call as the reliability and safety standards, we call them the 26262, and then not to forget the cyber security and the internet connectivity that is needed for a connected complex system of this order. So if you take a step back and analyze what I just told you, I'm talking about different engineering majors coming together to create a complex, robust, embedded automotive system of this kind of a scale, which has to be replicated across lakhs and lakhs of endpoint devices, right? So you've got the mechanical engineering, you've got the electrical, the hardware, the electronics, not to mention the IT. And then there are specialization areas like cyber security, network security, quality standards, reliability. So what does that mean for the engineering students who are sitting here and for the industries who are listening up? Education X.0 is the key, because to be successful and to be contributing value to the ever-changing dynamics of the industry, interconnected, and it's no longer multidisciplinary, it's interdisciplinary capabilities that can come together is important. While I say all this, our biggest challenge today is when we kind of size up, the input capacity or competency of a lot of our learners, we find that the fundamentals itself are very shaky, right? When we select, we look for something called as a learnability skill. And why learnability? Today, when I was speaking to the principal in his cabin prior to coming here, we're talking about what's the velocity with which someone has to upskill themselves. It's not 1 year, it's not even 6 months. Today, the average skilling velocity is anywhere between 2 to 3 months. And why? Because skill itself is no longer a scalar. You're an engineering institution and you'll appreciate that it's not a scalar entity. It's now a vector, and it's a multi-dimensional vector. So therefore, an interplay of so many different skill adjacencies come together for you to have that kind of a competency to be working. It's no longer about simple software, it's no longer about individual independent systems, it's about how do you get the intersection of different disciplines coming together. As simple as, suppose there is a change in the climate, how do you ensure that the timer that you have programmed for your wiper to automatically trigger up and the water squirts that come up don't come, top down, bottom up, or from the left to right, because this sedimented dust could actually, obscure your whole vision. So that's a thinking process. Or something as simple but complicated as when you're going up a gradient or down a gradient, the fuel tank that is there because you're on a gradient upwards, downwards. How do you ensure that the fuel tank sensor is telling you the right level of fuel that is available in the tank? Because it shouldn't be a skewed or a misrepresented value. So today companies are looking at that level of precision, accuracy, sophistication that can come into the solutions, which in turn, will make this entire journey for the end consumer, and which is people like you and me, a lot more safe, reliable, and value for money, right? So that's the key thing. And while we are doing all of this, I think one of the fundamental things where Industry 4.0 and Education X.0 needs to come together is, Gadkari ji said it very beautifully, how do you get this through to the last mile, which is the last learner in that value chain? How does this whole thing come together to minimize? I don't know if elimination can be said because that seems very utopian right now, but how do you get that into the whole inequity minimization? How do you minimize the inequity between accessibility to resources, right? The right resource for our learners. In the corporate world, we call it ESG, and all of us, especially listed companies, we do have a commitment to the board in terms of governance through ESG. But end of the day, one of the key tenets of ESG is democratization of opportunities, of resources to all those who deserve it, right, in whatever magnitude that you want to give them. So that's the key thing. Interestingly, when we talk to a lot of these fresh talent pool, one question comes up: why am I still learning Java? Why am I still learning .NET? Why am I still learning some very foundational technologies? And our team is always trying to tell them that you build and edifice only on top of a very strong foundation. So you start off with a core technology, and once you grasp it well, then the horizon kind of opens up for you to take it to cloud, to take it to new age, AI-driven interfacing orchestration layers. So it just completely opens up. But for it to open up, it's important that you've got your basics right. So that's the whole value engineering system that I believe Education X.0 should focus on. And just to reiterate, first and foremost, it's important that this whole learning journey, the pedagogy, it's not conforming to reductionism, but more importantly, it's conforming to what I call as first principles thinking. Why are we learning something, right? So the whole first principle thinking, that's the key thing. And from there, you keep building so that it's holistic, it's organic, and it's natural. And in the process, we are reaching out to the last mile. So this is the key thing where I believe there is a lot of work that still has to be done. When we set up labs, physical labs always have a constraint of capacity. I was telling this to your principal as well. So it's important that leaders like all of us come together and see how can we create simulated spaces so that more and more people can have access to simulated environments, and only for the final stitching piece, which we call as the final piece of the puzzle coming together, we bring them into a physical space which has a constraint in terms of a capacity. So we have miles to go before we sleep. And as there's a very cute, Sanskrit saying, it says, Udyamena hi siddhyanti karyanina manorathe nahi suptasya singhasya mukha pravesha mriga, which means it's only through the hard work and focused work that you will be able to get results. It doesn't matter even if you're a lion. I know we are in the tiger region of the country. So even if you're a lion, sitting and keeping your mouth wide open doesn't mean that the deer is going to come and walk into you for food. The lion also has to go and hunt and get its food, its prey as its food. So that's my message, and that's where I think all of us have to come together and take it forward. All the best to all of you, and I'm sure we'll go miles together. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your words of wisdom. We are also honored to have with us Dr. Bhimraya Maitri, as our guest of honor for today's program. Dr. Bhimraya Maitri, Director, IIM Nagpur, is a distinguished academician, renowned teacher, researcher, and an institute administrator. Dr. Maitri is the former director of IIM Tiruchirappalli. Dr. Maitri is the only serving IIM director to receive the country's prestigious AIMA Keval Nuharia Award for Academic Leadership in Management Education. It is my pleasure to welcome Dr. Maitri to give his keynote address.
Very good afternoon, respected Honorable Minister Sri Nitin Gadkari ji, Chief Guest, Guest of Honor Mrs. Ambika Natarajan, Vice President and Head Production Services Delivery, EduTech Business SCL Chennai, the Chairman Dr. Father Joy, Director Dr. Father Paul, Principal Dr. Surendra Gole, Institute Mentor Professor R.B. Govardhan, and the Coordinator Dr. Manoj, and all the distinguished the panel members of this very important topic, Industry Institute Interaction, Industry 4.0 and Education 4.0. I can see Shashikanji sitting, Professor Tirke, all the great distinguished people are going to address this conference, One Day Interface. First of all, I thank St. Vincent Pallotti College of Engineering and Technology for inviting on this very important topic, Industry Academia Interface. I think the topic, Industry 4.0 and Education 4.0, I think you all listened a very inspiring address of our chief guest, the most dynamic and SSV Honorable Minister of Road Transport and Highway. He gave a picture of New India, how New India is going to operate. I think he gave a picture, very holistic picture, helicopter view of New India he presented. And Ambikaji talked about in technology space, what kind of things are happening and how the world is going to change. She was talking about flying cars. We all know that if you go by Indian tradition, Pushpak Viman, they were already there. So we are going to see again tradition once again in the form of drone cars or taxis. Not only that, businesses are also keep on moving from one place to other place. Today, most of the businesses, even manufacturing businesses, they used to be in one place, and once location is decided and business is built, you can't move away. That is a strategic decision. But future businesses are going to be set up in the ships, and the moment China it is not working, people will go to Cape Town, and if it is not working there, they go to Canada. But industry will be moving where there is a market, where there are customers. So this is a kind of future we are going to see. And that is where, what kind of future you are going to see, particularly, I am speaking from academician side. If you see the future, it is very, very uncertain, unpredictable, and totally fluid. And that is why I take what Ambikaji told, that it is not Education 4.0, it is X.0. Because earlier days, probably our time and Shashkanji's time, people used to say, we used to go to the college for knowledge. But today, or few years back, people going to the college because knowledge is available in Google. Not only knowledge, we are going to the college. Few years back, we started going to the college, our technical institutions like Pallotti College of Engineering and Technology for knowledge and skill. But future education institutions are going to be entirely different. Not only knowledge, not only skill or competency. Our competency alone is not good enough. We have to develop a capability in the young minds. Capability is nothing but growth mindset. Because we have to prepare our students as a change masters to lead the unknown roles in unborn companies. Because earlier we used to equip the students what industry wants. That was the formula our time. And today, I think Ambika is sitting here, she will not agree that what industry wants, they don't know. Because it is a fluid world. Disruptions are happening very often, one after the other. A speed of disruption is very high and which was never seen. So that is where every disruption brings the new context. And every context affects the skill set. And that is where skills have a fixed life. What we learn in 4 years of engineering, probably when you graduate, that probably might have got automated. Maybe it might have taken by robots or automation, and that skill may not be useful after the graduation. That is where it is important to how quickly we have to learn the new skill and how we have to unlearn. So that is where learning, unlearning and new learning is going to be the new way for all the education institutions, particularly higher education institutions. So that is where skilling, reskilling, upskilling, it is a continuous process. Lifelong learning is going to be the necessity, not the desirable or not preferable. Otherwise, we will be out of the market because the definition of literacy has changed. Earlier, those who can't read, write, they are called as illiterate. But today, those who can't understand Industry 4.0 or education, whatever 4.0 and 5.0, they are not going to live in this world. They will be thrown out. They are called as illiterates. That is where, along with the time, the definitions are changing. Probably, if you talk about data, somebody has made the analysis 2002. From civilization to 2002, whatever the data you see, and after 2002, today's data is much, much bigger in size and volume and speed, the entire data of civilization to 2002. So that is where today we talk about big data. Today we talk about IoT. I'm very happy to know that this prestigious institution has an IoT lab. And I think many new innovatives are even VR, MR, all those kind of things. So they are need of an hour, not only in education institution, but you are going to work in industry with such kind of ecosystem. And that is where IoT, with the judicious combination of artificial intelligence and young minds like youths of India, they can create IOB, Internet of Behavior. IoT, using IoT and AI, young people can convert that into IOB, Internet of Behavior, and that Internet of Behavior basically will again move us to the new orbit. Because Internet of Behavior will come into picture because we create an Internet of Ability. We move to the new orbit. Our ability will change because of these tools and our combination of human intelligence. We change our ability, that is IOA. From IOA, we move into IOB. And that is where it is extremely important how to build the capability in the minds of students as a growth mindset, and agility is going to work in future and rigidity is going to be a stupidity in future. And that is where it is extremely important how to build an agile manpower. And that is the job of higher education institutions. And even though uncertain role, uncertain product, and 3 years down the line, what is going to come, we don't know, but we have to prepare our skilled manpower from higher education institutions like this. And that is where a competency is not alone sufficient, capability is going to play important role. And that is where we need to change our pedagogy, what we are teaching, the way we are teaching. And PPT, all of you know that PPT came after computer, you know, when LPG was there, ma'am was talking about ESG today. But sometime back, you know, when the rigid kind of world was there, a stable world was there at that time, to change stable to semi-fluid, LPG came into picture in 1990. From LPG, now today we are in ESG. So, during the LPG time, the things were reasonably stable for a certain period of time. Today, we don't know when the changes will happen, when disruption will happen. So how to be ready for all kind of uncertain roles, uncertain jobs, and replacement of existing product to new product. So that is where it is extremely important to how to make our students as a great sense maker. Unless until you know that what is going to come 3 years down the line and what things are going to disappear 3 years down the line, then we can't prepare the workforce for the future. Not only today's and tomorrow's job ready, but we have to prepare for the future ready. Future ready means basically, somebody has very rightly said yesterday of tomorrow is today. Unless until we prepare them today, they will not accept the tomorrow challenges and responsibilities, accountabilities. And that is where education institutions have to transform. And today, I must say all the institutions and students are extremely lucky. They are at right time, at right place in this disruptive world. NEP 2020 has come. National Education Policy 2020 is a gold standard. There, how to prepare the students to lead the AHUCA world, to lead the fluid world. All kinds of ecosystems have been built in NEP 2020, and that is where it is in need of an hour, how fast we can implement NEP 2020 so that every students can be a multi-perspective, they can see same object, they can see from different angles. For example, I joined during my time after 12th electrical engineering, but I graduated as a civil engineer, but now I'm working in management institution. So this is what going to be the world. You can't afford to remain in the silo. I am a civil engineer, I am an electrical engineer, I am a mechanical engineer. Probably the time will come that engineering is no more required. It doesn't mean that you have to stop working. We have to change instead of, changing the disruptive world. If we don't disrupt others, then we will get disrupted. And that is where it is extremely important how to disrupt, how to stand up in the crowd. And that is where cautiously, judiciously changing our pedagogy, how to give the experiential learning to the student is extremely important than PPT. Power corrupts, all of you know, and PowerPoints corrupts more. That is why in education institution, we have to get out of the PowerPoint. We have to engage the students, we have to involve the students, and we have to provide phenomena-based learning kind of pedagogy. Project-based learning kind of pedagogy you have to introduce in engineering colleges so that students will become a growth-minded. Students will ready to face all kind of uncertainties. And that is where this particular one-day event, industry academia interface, is extremely important, and NEP 2020, it is completely highlighted how important industry and academia work together. Till today, industry used to say what we want, academic institution don't prepare. And academic institution used to say that industry people don't support us. But I must tell you, end of the day, the losers are the industry, not the academia. Anyway, they have to hire. Whether it is, people say that so many percentage of unemployment and all, our engineers are not employable, some of the figures. If you see the FICCI and CII, without doing survey, they make all kinds of newspaper space they fill, but there is no authentic data and nobody has done the survey, but they give some kind of figure and afterwards they come and hire and they utilize the services of higher education institution. That is where it is extremely important. The industry has to support academic institution because finally the end product of academic institution is going to industry. So that is where this interface, strong bond, industry connectedness is extremely important. probably the forward looking should come from the industry first than academic institution. Probably All India Council for Technical Education, they introduced few years back 8-week internship for the students, and faculty member can also get conversant and familiar with the industry. So that is where it is extremely important how thickly we connected, how strongly connected. That will give the experiential learning. That will give you the multiple perspective. And those who have multiple perspective, for example, mechanical engineering, while teaching the mechanical engineering, if suppose the objective is how to reduce the fuel consumption, if that is the objective, I am the teacher, if I want to teach, then I may give one perspective of how to take the benefit of fuel efficiency. Second perspective is how to redesign the engine so that it will consume the less fuel. So like that, we have to give the multiple perspective, and faculty members also should get into team teaching. I think our Honorable Minister very beautifully told how to create a synergy out of working in a team. And Japanese are number one in the world for team working. And as far as India is concerned, we are not good at working in team. Faculty coming together from two disciplines, while teaching fluid mechanics, electrical, civil mechanical, they should come together and teach and give the perspectives. But normally we work in silos, and somebody has very rightly made the observation, Indians are best as an individual. But when it comes to teamwork, Japanese are the best. Because during the firefighting, during the tsunami, during the earthquake, nobody can match Indian, because Indians are contextual leaders. Any context is given, how to overcome the problem and achieve the result solution, Indians are best in the world. Somebody has said 1 Indian is equal to 3 Japanese. But when two such Indians come together, the performance is half of the Japanese. Because we don't work in a team. And that is a need of an hour. As Honorable Minister rightly said, how to work in a team. Team teaching is extremely important. How to teach energy, suppose a course on energy, electrical and mechanical people, how they can come together, teach. That will give the experiential learning. That will provide the multiple perspectives. And that is why NEP, some of the key highlights, multidisciplinary and holistic human being, ability to create a wealth, global citizenship, and global social responsibility. These are the terms used, and the most important one in NEP mentioned is learning to learn. That learning to learn comes only from experiential learning, and that helps a growth mindset. And that is where it is extremely important. Industry should support the higher education institution so that they will get the quality product. Our minister was highlighting quality is extremely important. Excellence is only the way we can stand up in the crowd, and India can become, number one economy. And for that, a quality products has to come, and for that, industry need to support the education institution. And education institution also should, basically provide its expertise and benefit to the industry so that both will win, and win-win situation, and both will gain out of that. And that is where this particular one-day event of Industry Academy Interface, I must say it is a great topic. I congratulate the entire team of this institute, Pelosi Institute of Engineering and Technology, for organizing. It is need of an hour. And also I am sure afternoon, the panel discussions, the leading authorities are going to discuss on the panel, Ambika is going to moderate. I am sure lot of insights are going to come. I wish a grand success of Industry Academy Interface of St. Vincent Pelosi College of Engineering and Technology. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Good luck.
Thank you, sir. I humbly request Professor R.B. Govardhan to felicitate Dr. Maitri, our guest of honor.
Thank you, sir. I would like to request Father Dr. Paul to present a memento to felicitate our guest of honor, Mrs. Ambika Natarajan. Thank you, Father. I now request Dr. Surendra Goye, Principal, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to all of you. At the outset, I thank Honorable Minister of Road Transport and Highways, Shri Nitinji Gadkari, for accepting our invitation to be the chief guest of the function and wonderfully addressing in his inaugural address, giving all dimensions to the youth and a different direction to each one of us, that be a job provider, don't limit yourself to be job seeker. And that's a good message which is available to all of us. I thank our guest of honor, Mrs. Ambika Natarajan, Vice President and Head, Products and Service Delivery, EduTech Business, SCL Chennai, for all the way coming from Chennai over here, gracing the function, addressing all of us, and also she has agreed to moderate the panel discussion after the break. So I once again thank you, madam, for your this particular gesture. I would like to thank Dr. Bhimaraya Maitri, Director of IIM Nagpur, giving different dimension to the connotation of IoT. He say Internet of Behavior, IOB, something different, like the interpersonal skill and other things are coming into way, and now they are going to dominate the scene. I thank Dr. Bhimaraya Maitri for sparing his valuable time, coming over here and enlightening all of us. The gist of the speech is everything is changing. Like he mentioned that he wanted to become electrical engineer, then civil engineering. Now he is heading the management college. Now you don't know where you will land. So only Moola Mantra will be enhance your ability to learn and enhance your willingness to learn. Whichever branch will come in your career and life, be ready for getting adopted and go further. I would like to also thank Reverend Fathers, Father Dr. Joy, Chairman of the Institute, Father Dr. Paul, Director of the Institute, Professor R.B. Govardhan, Mentor of the Institute, Dr. Manoj Brahme, Coordinator of the program. Of the dais, seating the keynote speakers as well as the experts in the panel discussion for the session to follow immediately after this inaugural function. I thank all the principals, heads of the department, people from industry, parents, alumni, and all the students for being with us, gracing this inaugural function by their presence. I also thank all the people, those who are connected directly or indirectly into the success of this particular program. Thank you one, thank you all.
Kindly rise for the national anthem. Jana Gana Mana